Today we have a bit of a bite-sized info vid before we'll have another one later. Because Ajax posted a fair bit of an update before the patch notes, and I felt like talking about it. I felt like not making a big editing thing out of it or something, but just something, quick and fresh in between that I think I'll do from time to time now whenever there's something that suits it. Because he talks a lot about the current balance and some upcoming changes, and I kind of wanted to pick that up, talk about it a little bit, and also say what I will talk about more in the future depending on how things change. Also, yes, this is light mode. Again, you should be using blue light filters anyways, but I'm on not even logged in, so that's just what it is. So we're just gonna go through this post by post basically. Okay, so a lot has been going on in Smite. Here's some quick updates from me. On the first one, Ponpon and Clumsy and Isaiah are going to do the next show because Ajax is taking a break because he's gonna meet with some devs and he's really looking forward to Tsukuyomi, so am I. Mid-season has created a very interesting meta. We have been monitoring the data closely. The conclusion is, it is really hard to tell the status because Golden Blade and Hecate are too dominant. Expect nerfs soon. Well, I already talked about Hecate with the Freya video a little bit. I actually had an Ao Kwang video lined up where I was going to say basically the same thing. I told you so the people that were claiming that that video was not showing that the item is OP or something, or that Freya is performing too well with it. It's the case, statistically as well, and every other magical ADC really. It's really hard to even box them in the first place. And Golden Blade is another item that I really just fully recognized a little bit later. But Golden Blade literally just dominates the meta for assassins right now, to a degree where you're almost forced into it because it's such a high clear potential and it ramps up your leveling so much that if you're a non-Golden Blade user, it's almost impossible to keep up. I might still make another video on this, depending on what changes the item will get here. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, because I have a proposal for a potential change, but we'll see after the patch notes. I asked Ajax and he said, just wait until after the patch notes maybe and see how you feel then. So that's what we're going to do. And then, yeah, I have some very interesting footage that I could show you to just really reflect how much of a farming difference this item makes. And then we have Warriors and Guardians are dying slightly more, but the general win rates, sorry, my cat's a bit in the way, are still in good shape. So I know a lot of you have been complaining about the tanks not tanking enough. On higher levels of play, like a lot of the solo players especially have not really complained about this. They said that, the new builds are fine, it's different, but we are tanky enough. I haven't really heard anything from Guardian players either, but also another topic where I will definitely make a video on different ways that you can build and play now to offset this, and also talk about like which aspects of it are maybe more true or more perception. Standard hunters actually decreased the most in win rate from mid-season, with nearly every single hunter going down in win rate except those we directly buffed. This is again tied to the Guardians as well, so that part I'll leave for another time. But it's also tied to their item changes and to Ring of Hecate, obviously. So it makes it really hard to tell where hunters would even stand because they're struggling against, well, really any magical ADC. Those guys are doing way too well, so how are they going to keep their win rates up, The guards that were buffed, like especially Cupid and Medusa specifically, coincidentally are also guards that benefit a lot from the new items. I already talked about a hunter build a while ago. That's a very good fit here. So it's kind of not really a surprise that those guys can keep up better, whereas I guess like typical AA hunters fall off a fair bit more, even though they also have other interesting build choices. And I think I'm just going to make a full hunter build very soon with like various different build options. Ratatoskr went from nearly dead last to the most played guard in the game. Well, it's obvious because, 4 different play styles, 4 different roles, or 3 different roles, I would say. I think everyone should try that out. His Acons are performing pretty well. Crit is the most popular but lowest win rate. Also obvious, like people like crit, people like heavy burst, but people don't necessarily know how to play that. If you just dash in every time hoping for the crit and then it doesn't happen, then you have a bit of a problem because that's typically not how Red performs the best. Healing is the second most popular and highest win rate. I'm guessing this is mostly due to solo Ratatoskr. Maybe also support, but I don't think that's typically the main acorn for support. And yeah, I'm thinking that's where his win rate is lying right now. Expect balance changes soon, and his tail colors will return. Well, the most important thing of all of this. I miss those colors so much, and I'm very happy that they will be coming back for all the skins, because they were really cool. because yeah, they were like the coolest feature of old Ratatoskr, along with the fact that he could dash through things. So yeah, I'm really happy that that is coming back, even though it's just a visual aspect. I think it adds a lot to Ratatoskr's flavor. Clans are still being evaluated. The system really had a lot of performance flaws. We're making good progress on bringing them back, but it's most likely going to result in removing a lot of features and rebuilding them over time. I guess, unfortunate. It would be nice to have some new features on clans as well, but I know that Hi-Rez said they don't really want to put a focus on clans, and if you want to do something with clans, you have to do it outside of the game. Armor's looking great in the last cinematic. It wasn't my idea. Everything is team effort. Should never credit me. Tsukuyomi was added because it's clear that our players value relationships between gods. This part, people pointed out that that may mean that they're adding more highly requested gods soon, looking at a certain someone in the Egyptian pantheon, for example, so that you have this connection between these characters, which I think makes sense, and maybe that makes more sense from a standpoint than filling up pantheons, just like not looking at it through the lens of, oh, I just want to fill up the pantheon, but rather I want a god that belongs to the god that I already play or something, so we can, I don't know, play them together, and it's kind of a cool synergy thing, more or less, even if they don't have any actual synergy. And I think that's understandable. I think that's something that that I like, and I actually would like if they go further and give gods synergies between them. I know that League of Legends did this with like a couple they released, and I think it would be cool. Like, I don't know, if like, I don't know, you have Gap who shields, and then Nut, I don't even know how to pronounce her, who benefits from shields from others. Maybe can if she gets shielded, she can turn that into healing for everyone or something. I don't know. There are ways to do that, and I think that would be interesting to have some relationship in abilities between these characters. And last but not least, Ajax newborn son is also doing well, so that's really good to hear. Yeah, that's Ajax update for now. I think this is some interesting stuff and something to look deeper into in some of the aspects that are listed here. So I'm looking forward to doing that soon. And with that, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you for the patch notes later. It's just a few hours now, and then we'll have a lot to talk about. A new god and everything else. I think I'm just going to talk about Tsukuyomi all day anyways. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to sub button and ring the bell so you get notified when that all happens. DukeSloth out.